Hey, how's it going? This is Josh from the Blooming House. Today we are going to do kind of our annual, once a year we do an annual pot. So we're going to do that. So we at the Blooming House enjoy different heights in your pot. So some pots, will be seen from all the way around. Some pots will be seen from just one side. So this will be technically a pot that you will only see from one side. So it does really good up against the side of a house or something like that. So the few different plants here we got. This is one of our favorites for upright in the middle of a pot or at the edge of the back of the pot. This one's called Gura. We really like the pink one. Just because it's very easy to see out in the middle of the yard. Does great for if you want something kind of flowy, but also will stay pretty strong and upright. You get really cool different colors on just the foliage, but then the flower itself, really, really neat. So this one we are going to be putting, did you want me to do it on the back or in the middle?
In the back.
Okay, this will be in the back. So we have the Gura. And then for our kind of trailers, we have this one that's kind of a mid trailer and also just a nice bushy one. These are one of our most popular petunias. These are the night sky petunias. This one's the classic, the very first one they come out with. The night sky petunias are kind of fun. Some people like it, some people don't, just because, so when it's like cooler like this and early to late spring, sometimes early summer, they will stay with those speckles. But sometimes when it gets really hot, the petunia will go either more of a solid color or get some weird stripes in it, which is kind of cool. And then when it gets cooler again, then they'll go back to the speckles. So in reality, you're getting like, 2 or 3 different petunias in one petunia. And we have these in a purple, we have these in a pink. My favorite is the electric purple. So it's just a really bright purple. And then I think there's a new one that's a really bright pink with a little bit, it get the speckles and the stripes in with it. So kind of cool. Osteo here. This one's another neat newer one. This one's called Pink Surprise. So it doesn't look like what it's going to look like. It will be a nice bright white, and then eventually it will get pink along the edges, and then that center will get a lot more pink as well. So this is going to be more of our kind of middle bit of the plant, just because it does do a nice big bush. So with osteos, a lot of people have kind of gone away with them because they would kind of quit blooming in the summer. But the newer osteo they've been coming out with do a lot better with. They will continue to bloom during the hot part of the summer, as long as you keep them watered, fertilized every once in a while. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the flowers will just get a little bit smaller during the summer, but nothing too crazy, and you'll still have blooms. It's pretty cool. And last but not least, this is our favorite trailer. The Dorianthus. Some people know it as Mizu trailing red. Great plant. You get those really cool succulent type leaves. This thing just goes straight down the side of the pot and it will just keep on going. And if it gets too crazy on you, you can go and trim it. And you know what? It'll love you for it. If you do trim it a little bit, they just bush like crazy. The one thing is with these guys is sometimes deer will go to them. But a nice thing is deer will trim it off for you, and then just a week later you'll have it big and bushy again. It does get, when you got it in the full hot sun, it does get, it doesn't really show on the tag, but a cool little red daisy almost look on it, blooming on the thing. It's really neat. But if you have it in more shade, it will actually do pretty good in some part shade and stuff too. It just won't really bloom for you. But yeah, so let's get planting. First we'll start with the back, the Gura. I personally, whenever I plant, I like to take the tags and put them at the very front of the pot so that next year I can remember what I planted. So I'll kind of do that. I'll talk about that in a bit. So some people, fertilizer. Let's talk about fertilizer. We really like the Osmocote, which is it's a slow release fertilizer. It's just a little pearl. It's kind of cool. So as soon as this gets wet, it sticks to the soil, and every time you water, it'll get a little bit of fertilizer in without having to do a liquid feed. With the way our summers have been, I've been suggesting to people not only just doing the Osmocote, because this will help tremendously, but also coming in at least, if you can, at least once a week with a liquid fertilizer. And we got all that at the greenhouse as well here too. It really helps just continuously getting you those blooms and getting really nice sized flowers and all that good stuff. Yeah. So some people will osmocote the soil before they put it in. I personally like to plant the stuff and then fertilize around the outside of it, because you don't always want these touching too much on the plant, because it can cause a little burning sometimes if it's going to stay too dry for too long. And then some people will actually dig the hole, put the fertilizer at the bottom. That's a big no-no, because that fertilizer is touching bare root, and that's going to burn right through it. No good. So we'll start right in the back here. So as you can see, beautiful roots. And so I'm going to mush it up. No, I'm not going to do that. We personally do not like to mess the roots up. We like to leave them alone. They know what they're doing. Put them right in the soil. Some places will tell you, yeah, go ahead and mess with it. That's okay. We personally do not like to do it, because they know what they're doing. They've been planted for a while. They'll just bush out and go nuts again before you know it. So this guy's going to go right in the back here. So push the soil around a little bit. So I don't want to bury the stem, but you kind of want to make it just level right with the soil level itself, right where the pot was. So that guy's going to the back. This guy, we want him right in the middle. Nope, side here. Okay, I got my director telling me. But yeah, these guys, I don't know if you can see, they can get pretty aggressive. The roots are going nuts, and it's actually pushing out the side of the pot. So yeah, these guys they know what they're doing. So she wants it right.
That's not root bound?
Here. It's not root bound. No. So you should be okay. So the only things you'll have to worry about being like root bound is if you're doing like trees in the ground or like big shrubs, and sometimes like some of your bigger grasses, they can get pretty root bound. But annuals, their roots they look thick, but they're still soft. So when you mess with them too much, you might actually lose a lot of that root that's already there, and then that could cause some issues. You go and mess with it, and then we get a lot of rain, and then there's not enough roots to support the plant, and then you get root rot growing in there. It's just, best to just leave it alone. It's looking great. So I'll dig that around a little bit more, push her down just a smidge, get just a little bit more around the side there. So she likes him on the side there. And then petunia, that's another one that can get really good rooted. Looking good. I'm pretty happy. I planted all these, so I'm looking really good on them roots. Wowee. So that guy will be a bit more on the side front kind of thing. So squish her in nice a little bit. You don't want to push too hard on the soil. Whoa. Cart's falling. So he looks a little goofy right now, but he will grow up and then down, and it'll really cover this side of the plant really nicely. And last but not least, again, the Dorianthus. So a lot of the times you do need to be a little bit picky here and there with what plants go with what, and stuff like that. So all of these can handle being a little bit more on the dry side. So that's why we're kind of putting these together. Certain plants you'll want to, be careful that they might need, like if you're going with like a moss rose or something like that, you'll want it to be with other things that can handle being a little drier. So that's why I really like these meso trailers, because they can handle being pretty dry. And if you accidentally water a little bit too much, they don't mind it either. So that's that. And then we'll take, so most of the time when you get like an Osmocote, like in the container, it will tell you, how much per, how many scoops per pot size and stuff like that. But I'm just going to give a nice little scoop here on one side, just kind of circle it around. Do the same thing over here. Get a little bit on the plant, that's okay. Not going to hurt nothing too crazy. Just kind of nicely circle it around a little bit. And I don't know, what is this, like a 10-inch pot?
12 or 14.
12 or 14. Okay, my bad. Maybe a little bit more there. Okay, yeah, this is about good. Okay, but yeah. So that's our pot for the year.
What about soil?
Soil, yes. So I know you guys are gonna say I sound like a just wanting to brag about our own stuff, but I'm gonna brag about our own stuff. Our soil is custom made. We get it specifically made so that we can grow things easily. And we want it to be the same for the customers, because it's really, really hard nowadays to just go to, Walmart or Lowe's or something like that and just get a potting mix off the bench, because you never know what you're going to get a lot of the times. With ours, we know what we're getting. And if there's something funny about the soil, we will notice it first before you guys do, because we use it on everything. We really do stand by our soil. It's really great stuff. And we sell it in several different kinds of size bags and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you can, I'd say go with ours. It's good stuff. Really does a good job. Watering wise, we'll fill up the pot pretty good, let the water soak in, and then probably go them over a second time to really let the whole pot soak up really good. My father-in-law and boss John, he always says it's never how much water you're giving it that can hurt the plant, it's how often. So right now, we're dark and cloudy and cold. So you got to be a little bit more careful right now when you're watering stuff. You don't want it to stay too wet. You definitely want to keep it on the drier side. And then during the summer, if we're having the same summers that we've been having, you might want to soak your pots up at least twice a day sometimes. So it's just, you really got to learn with the plant sort of thing. And we always say best thing for it, make sure you see that water draining out the bottom of the pot. Same with all of our hanging baskets. You make sure you see that water drain right out the bottom, and you've really saturated that soil good. And after a little while, you'll be able to tell, like, okay, hey, I'm lifting this up. Oh, I can throw it. Okay, I'm gonna need some water. Or, okay, I can barely, move this thing. We're gonna be good for another day or so. So yeah, really all is just weather dependent, a lot of it. Yeah. Anything else you want me to talk about? Okay, I think we've hit all of our major points. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we'll see you around. One of these days the weather will start really cooperating. But feel free to come in and start getting some stuff here and there. We've been pretty busy already this Saturday, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys around. Thank you very much.